There is a question that I've heard people posing, and I thought the same thing. Even before I found out that this was a thing, apparently people were discussing this online. That little boy up in Brooksville was found, little JJ. So very good news. When it break? Like just before noon on Friday?
Yeah, it was after the show. I just got home, and boy, I turned on the television.
Is that why you called me?
Yeah, I called you.
Yeah, because I had a missed call from you like at 11:45 or something on Friday, and after the fact, I'm like, yeah, he's probably calling to tell me that they found that little boy, Joshua JJ Rowland, this the 2-year-old kid that allegedly wandered away from his front yard. Mom was apparently sleeping inside, and the kid wandered off. That's the story. And they're saying that he was found quite a distance from his home. And a former U.S. Marine, I was always told you're never a former Marine. You're always a Marine. I guess a retired Marine.
Yeah, the Marine didn't write that article you're reading.
Yeah, so this is just a wire story. So the 2-year-old was found in the woods. And I just had a question. We can get into this in more depth later on, whether they took his shoes off. But I noticed right away, as the Marine, the retired Marine, found the boy in the woods, quite a distance from his home, the kid had no shoes on, and the kid's feet were pretty clean.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Why were look, here's a picture. This is one of the first pictures. Look at the shot. And the Marine is holding the little boy. Kid needs a haircut, too. But the kid's feet are like totally clean. And if he was out for 24 hours, why was the kid's feet so clean? And I noticed that right away as soon as they released the picture. And then I found some additional stories. And in the message board comments or the message comments on some of the news stories, people were also asking the feet. Why were the kid's feet so clean? Was he wearing shoes and socks that were taken off him after he was found? Or
if his shoes and socks were wet, it'd be one of the first things I would do. I'd take them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But then even if his shoes and socks were wet, then there would still be like that wet mung that would be on your feet, I would think, and like just
toe jam.
No, not
What
really.
do you think? He's
not
walking
really,
around on his hands? I mean,
really,
who does it matter?
Not really toe jam, but
Like the jammy stuff that like.
no. That's the, I don't think that would be there. But just walking through the woods, if he were barefoot, muck is a good word, but I wouldn't equate muck with toe jam.
Well, if you walk in muck, you're gonna have toe jam after the fact. That's a fact.
This isn't a foot fungus getting hit.
Why are you obsessed with toe jam this morning, Roxanne?
Toe jam.
Because actually, okay, I'll tell you why. But
It's not a game show. All right.
God. But the feet on the kid appear to be spotless and way too clean.
Overall, he appears to be relatively clean. The shirt's not filthy.
But also, it would be also, I think, probable that maybe he didn't have shoes on. So if mommy's sleeping and the 2-year-old little JJ wandered out of the home and he was last seen playing in the front yard the day before at 10:30 a.m., then it would also be probably fairly fitting that he would not have shoes and socks on.
Yeah, okay, so here's some eyewitness reports. The guy who found him, he says right here, he said, we saw him about 100 feet away, 2-year-old boy standing in the woods,
barefoot among the briars. So why are his feet so clean?
Maybe he knows how to fly.
He was found quite a bit away.
All right, let me ask you a question here. This may sound stupid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you just said maybe. You just said maybe he could fly. So I'm not expecting your follow-up question to be anything but stupid.
I've seen Stranger Things. Maybe he's one of those creepy little kids that can fly. But I want to ask: are the parents in trouble for this?
The mother claimed she was sleeping, and the kid wandered out. I mean, that does happen.
Yeah, but that people get arrested for stuff like that.
When they do, they can.
Remember the kid who got out? Well, the kid had a gun when he came out. Was shooting it. But
I remember when my kids were little, that was one of the big concerns we always had.
Yeah.
That the kids, while we're sleeping, Friday night, you're up late, then Saturday morning, or you're up late Saturday night, and then you sleep in a little bit on Saturday or Sunday morning, and you're just worried that once the kids get to be fairly mobile at 2, 3, 4 years old, that was always a concern of ours, that they would get outside. That's why when the kids were really small, we had like the locks on the doors. they were the kind where you needed the key on the inside to open it up. So we would lock the door and then put the key on top of the door casing so the kids couldn't reach the key to get out. But that was always a concern of ours. The kids escaping and getting out.
I told my kids, if you get outside, you'll catch on fire immediately, almost spontaneously combust.
Did you really?
Yeah, and they never went outside. To this day.
You told your kids?
It was when they were little. So I scared them sort of out of not opening the door.
You told them that if they went outside. So
only if they went outside and I wasn't around and didn't allow it.
How was that mechanism turned off if they went outside while you were with them?
They haven't been outside yet.
What? Once you finally took them outside, how did you explain to them that they're not going to burst into flames then?
Well, I told them that I'm the safety from it. So if they're with me, they're okay.
So you traumatized your kids and scared the hell out of them?
Yeah, I mean, to this day, the kids don't go outside.
No, I mean, you should see they're pale as hell.
They look like powder from that movie.
Fishy white skin.
Oh, my God.
They walk around like Michael Jackson used to with umbrellas.
I don't know what's going on in your house, man.
No, it's just a little joke.
You told your kids they'd burst into flames.
That was true, but they're not really pale. They actually go outside a lot these days.
Yeah, apparently, JJ doesn't believe that either.
Anyway.
That little boy, okay, so he's 2. So that's just a little bit younger than Daviana. And so then you think about your own kid. And I always turn the house alarm on when I nap or something with them. So if they were to go outside, then that'll wake me up.
The instant, so it would instantly go off?
Instantly, blaring. So I do that.
Gotcha.
But Daviana, what made me say toe jam earlier, she's in this phase. She just did it yesterday. She takes her toes, pulls each of them apart, and we're like, what are you doing? She's like, looking for jam.
Oh, man.